When we get 8 years of no news, followed by bad news, followed by more unanswered questions, even when the game is on the way to release, we're just at a point to where at least we're getting the game that has support again, and it feels like that's the only way we can respond. all the other glitches and stuff like that, all the other glitches, all the absurd damage bugs and stuff, all the things that are jacked up that's been in the game since 2019 is still in the game. But God forbid I abuse Lisa's 440 for a few months, and now she's the only one that gets addressed. I don't even think vacation fans are the target audience for this. It's some type of community, some type of group of players that are really asking for this photo mode, and it was so convincing enough to KT that they banked on this. We're gambling on a promise and modes that aren't bad additions to the game, but don't fix majority of the problems that people were having with the game. Is Dead or Alive 6 last round a cash grab? I'm kinda inclined to say Golden Ghost Cartel. What's going on, my beautiful peoples? How y'all doing today? Y'all doing good? Hope y'all are having a fantastic day today, bro. If y'all enjoy this video, man, if y'all enjoy the honesty, bro, don't forget to leave a like, comment, share with your friends, all that good stuff, man. And as always, subscribe for some more from the Golden Ghost Cartel. And most importantly, man, stick around, because after this video goes live, after the watch time is up, by the time, however long this video is going to be, by the time it's all said and done, I will be streaming after this video is posted. So leave a like, hype it, whatever, then come on to the stream and say what's up. We're going to be playing some Dead or Alive 6 last round for probably a good chunk of the night. So with all that being said, y'all go ahead and enjoy the rest of the video, man. GGC, we the best team in the league. Deuces. Cartel, my people, my babies, my dogs, what's going on with y'all boys, man? Y'all already know what time it is, man. It's your boy Golden Ghost, and welcome back to the Golden Ghost Cartel. And today, Dead or Alive 6 last round is here. A while back, I made a video posing the question, is Dead or Alive 6 last round a cash grab? And concluded by saying we will have to wait and find out when the game releases and have to make a decision when we get there. Well, today is the day we find that answer. As of the time of me recording this, outside of the photo mode, a Boros stage, and a few bug fixes, it's basically the exact same game as vanilla Dead or Alive 6. You know, I wish I could be mad, but instead I just feel melancholy, which may be worse, to be honest. They chose to rip the band-aid off a few days before the global release, and that gives me and other people time to process before the game even comes out. Some of you may not even know what I'm talking about, so let's just jump straight into it. Hayashi recently had an interview where a lot was revealed and put into perspective a lot of different things that just didn't make sense before now, and now it makes sense in regards to another question I was trying to understand. Who is this game's target audience even supposed to be? You may have missed it, but they revealed that a brand new character will be coming as DLC, and everyone is mainly hyper focused on that. And you know what? One thing that many others from the outside looking in may say is, why is the DOA community so forgiving of just being handed scraps day in and day out? But I think after this, I think I'm starting to understand, bro, because I literally had this moment and literally caught myself in real time going through it with this article as I was reading through it, bro. The DOA community is most comparable to something like a homeless person. For the last 8+ years, just been eating garbage, just trying to survive. So when you finally get an unseasoned saltine plain cracker, something that everyone else sees and goes like, bro, it's just a plain cracker and not even a very good one, we see that cracker and it's the best cracker we done ever had in our life, and we cherish it because we don't know when we ever gonna get another one. When we get 8 years of no news, followed by bad news, followed by more unanswered questions, even when the game is on the way to release, we're just at a point to where at least we're getting the game that has support again, and it feels like that's the only way we can respond. It feels like that's the only thing that we can say. So being hyped for a new character, I get it, it makes sense. However, in doing so, we missed vital details which directly spells out who this game was for, what this release was for, and what the fans of the fighting game portion of DOA represents to Koei Tecmo today, bro. To best represent this, let's go ahead and look at my dog Emery Reigns' video and go over this, and there's a few things in specific that I want to point out, man. seriously, because this is crazy. So just for context, this is my boy Emery Reigns. He made a video that was going over this, basically going over the new confirmed character, and I don't know if it was just for the sake of him trying to, you know, keep it on the positive side, which I get, because we've been really just trying to fight to try to find anything positive to talk, because we don't want to just drive a whole bunch of negativity for the game, right? We're trying to find something. So new confirmed character, that's something worth talking about, right? But in doing so, there is something that I noticed and I picked up on when I read the article myself. If you guys want to check out the article, it was right here by PlayStation Lifestyle. They had an interview, and that's where they went over all this by Tyler Treese. This was a big deal, so it was only right that it would get covered. But there are some key things that I noticed that I want to point out. We're not going to react to the whole thing. I'm just going to cut to the part that really caught my attention, but I'm gonna have to skip ahead and get to it. All right, so here we go. We're getting close. This is after this question that was asked, that was regarding like PlayStation specific features. I just want y'all to pay attention to how this question is worded.
DualSense integration or PS5 Pro mode, and he says nope, there's none of those. Photo mode was a heavily requested new feature that people
Photo mode was a heavily requested new feature that people are really going to enjoy. I feel like that question is extremely specific. Don't you think? That's a very specific way, because I've been playing this game for a long time. I played the game since launch. It was the only game I spent outside of Dark Souls. Outside of Dark Souls 3, because I did get the Fire Phase edition of Dark Souls 3, but that wasn't $90, so I got that on sale. Dead or Alive 6 is the only game that I spent like 100 plus on, like on release. I've not heard not a single person, from me being a casual to me being a competitive casual, if you want to call it that, or a casual tryhard, from me being in these circles of people that are high top level players, and even from the discourse that I've heard and seen and even communicated with some of the vacation people, I've never heard anyone say or request that Dead or Alive 6 should have a photo mode. Yet, this question, well, this statement before the question seems very specific, heavily requested. Requested by who? Clearly it must be someone, because listen to the way this question is answered.
They're really going to enjoy. What kind of options can we expect there? Hayashi says the Dead or Alive series is not just about being a fun fighting game with deep strategy. Beauty is one of the themes important to the series. We aim to create the ultimate photo mode in fighting entertainment, where players can freely recreate various scenes not only through the camera composition, but with details including characters' motions, placement, facial expressions, and even sweat. As long as the location is a place that is used in battles, anywhere in that stage can be photographed, and stages that use Obro can create even more photorealistic shots. We invite players to...
Don't you find that crazy how detailed that answer was? That answer was mad detailed. Even more so on the way of, they said the ultimate photo mode in fighting entertainment. Okay, so it sounds like from that I take away two things. For one, there is an audience for the photo mode. Clearly there's an audience for the photo mode, and they are clearly trying to lean into that. That is one of their priorities for sure. It has to be, because there's no way you're trying to strive to make the ultimate photo mode in entertainment. There's no way you're wording it like that. That's way too, and they went into excruciating detail to describe this. But gets even better, because the next question is something that the fighting game side would like to expect, right? For the longest time, Dead or Alive 6 last round, one of the things that has been a major question is gameplay improvements. What is the things about the gameplay that's being improved? Because they have not marketed gameplay improvements at all. Or they said no crossplay, so they're like, okay, are we getting rollback? Are you addressing the meter? Are you doing some character balance? Are you fixing things? Like, what is going on? Let's see what they had to say about that. Given the context of how they answered the last question, I'm expecting some excruciating detail, right? Let's find out.
Put characters in their favorite costumes, compose battle scenes across different stages, and shoot that one exciting picture they want to share around the world. Apparently the game looks better and has more content. He asks what sort of gameplay improvements can we expect. Hayashi says the 5 characters that were available as DLC for Dead or Alive 6 will be available from the very start in the standard edition of this game.
Already know that.
It's a chance not only for new players, but also for those who have played the original game but haven't yet tried these characters to enjoy them. Also, when it comes to visuals, this game supports 4K gameplay, providing more intense gameplay for those with a compatible system. And if Oboro is activated in supported stages, players can also experience even more photorealistic graphics. In addition,
so our gameplay improvements is being able to play in 4K and have the Oboro stage. Those were the gameplay improvements that were advertised to us. Okay. What else did he say at the end?
we plan to continue adding content post-launch through DLC and updates. With this title, we hope to excite the Dead or Alive community along with the players. Now,
the only things that they said new specific that were actual gameplay improvements that we can expect is being able to play at 4K resolution and a promise for post-launch content. Nothing for us at launch. Do you understand what this means? This means that us as the fighting game portion of this game, the fighting game community portion of this fighting game, are not the primary focus of this game, because the things that they want to focus on were non-fighting game related things. The things that they wanted to reveal for the launch are non-fighting game related things. The things that they wanted to do for the launch window, the window where the most units are usually moved for every game, because the launch window is generally where most units are sold. What they wanted to do, or what they want to implement on launch, was a photo mode and an Oboro stage, and then everything else for the fighting game players can come after. So we aren't the target audience. It's second fiddle. Whatever community is requesting for a photo mode, heavily requesting for a photo mode. I gotta be extra specific. The community that's heavily requesting a photo mode, they are the target audience for Dead or Alive 6 last round. They're the ones that's going to be getting all the skins. There's going to be the ones that are getting all the things and spending all their time in photo mode. Now, I didn't think there was that many people that was going to be enjoying the photo mode like that to be worth spending $40 for. Granted, I still have questions, because at least me, I have no idea what part of the community or what community in general was requesting a photo mode for Dead or Alive 6 last round, and that being the thing that made them really want to push that as a launch type of marketing tactic, because those are the only things that they marketed. They marketed photo mode and Oboro stage, and that was it. They ain't say nothing about no 4K gameplay, ain't say nothing about post-launch content that they was going to release. They didn't even say nothing about the character that they're talking about now in this interview. It would have been nice if they had teased the character that they've been talking about they finna reveal. It would have been nice if they teased that before the game released, but we gotta wait till the day after the game releases to potentially get that information, which is crazy to me. It's crazy because I don't even want to say it's the vacation people. It's not the vacation people. I don't believe it is, because majority of the vacation people were looking to support this game, and they seen all the things that was being featured versus like the actual game, and they said they would rather just stay on Venus Vacation and use their photo mode, which is probably the superior photo mode anyway. Hayashi, Koei Tecmo, they clearly are seeing something that we aren't seeing, because they believe that launch units can be moved with those two systems as the only marketing ploy. Everything as far as gameplay improvements, they say that stuff can come later. That stuff is second fiddle to them. I feel like this is even more signified as proof when you look at stuff like this right here, where let's just go ahead and zoom in on this. This is some marketing for the game, where they were showing off Marie Rose's costume right here. They kind of did this for every character, where they was just showing off the costume. They did a small little combo, and then they did a fatal rush into a break blow. Check this out. And I want y'all to see what I see right here, and see if y'all can tell me. I'm not even gonna show the fatal rush. Did y'all see it? If you still didn't see it, the frames dropped. mind you, they use this to market the game, and they showed a clip of a combo and the frames was dropping throughout the midway through the combo. So this leads me to believe that we as the fighting game fans are not the target audience for this. And I don't even think vacation fans are the target audience for this. It's some type of community, some type of group of players, a large group of players that are really asking for this photo mode. And it was so convincing enough to KT that they banked on this and said that the fighting game stuff that can come after, that can come post launch. But what's crazy is, and what boggles me is, I seen a review come out, and just take a listen.
Next up is the photo mode, which is one of the most complicated photo modes I have ever seen in a video game. It has its own dedicated mode, which means you can't access it from the training mode or any other modes. Using it is hell, and would require more labbing than the gameplay mechanics themselves. You enter this mode, you pick up the characters you want, and then of course the stage. After that, you'll be selecting your position with L1 to only move player 1, R2 to only move player 2, and then you press X to select which move you would want the characters to perform, and then press triangle to freeze the animation of that specific move you picked. Then finally, you can control the camera. Who thought this photo mode was a good idea to be designed like this? This amount of inconvenience makes no sense, and I feel it's done like that to piss us off some more.
That's kind of crazy for that to be that convoluted, and that's who they're supposed to be marketing to, right? And it has to be something that they're marketing to. The ultimate photo mode in fighting entertainment. That isn't small words, that isn't small talk. Those are big words, even though they aren't towards us, the fighting game players. Those are big words. If they're aiming to create the ultimate photo mode in fighting entertainment, but the reviews is coming out and saying that the photo mode is nothing more than convoluted mess, convoluted slop, then what is happening? You know, and that just leaves me even more confused. Yeah, so I feel like it would be better, because I was going to show just a Twitter post on it, but it'd be higher quality on this anyway. So yeah, shout out to Kengo, man, because he gave it up too. And this will probably be better for me, because I don't even need to go ahead and retread old ground. So go ahead.
It's about
take it away.
Boxes, whether they are high, mid, or lows, which makes it a very brain dead and boring mechanic.
It's talking about them not changing the meter.
I don't think
that's not what I want to cover. It's coming up.
They also didn't even bother fixing some bugs that can straight up break a round. For example, the vault over glitch that has been around since 2019 is still untouched, and some fatal rushes still don't function as intended. I was really hoping they would tighten up issues like these, because it would have done a lot to highlight the strengths of the gameplay system instead of letting frustrating problems drag him down. To be fair though, they did fix some things. For example, Lisa used to be able to get a full combo off this wall animation in the original DOA 6 for absurd damage, which was clearly not intended. That was fixed in the last round, since you are not supposed to be—
Mind you, this is the only thing that they fixed so far. This is the only thing they fixed so far, man. all the other glitches and stuff like that, all the absurd damage bugs and stuff, all the things that are jacked up that's been in the game since 2019 is still in the game. But God forbid I abuse Lisa's 4-4T for a few months, and now she's the only one that gets addressed. I'm not gonna lie, that from a personal front, I feel just a little bit slighted. I'm not gonna lie. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I feel like this was personal.
Able to hit your opponents during this wall slump animation. So Dango, what's new? The game's graphics do—
Yeah. And then I got one last thing to show you. I got one more thing to show you as well. So, not only did they not address no bugs, besides just Lisa so far. And maybe there's another one that got fixed that we don't know about, and we're just waiting, because you know we didn't get any patch notes for this game yet on what was and wasn't fixed. New bugs are showing up now with Dead or Alive 6 to Dead or Alive 6 Last Round with the data transfer. This is information brought by Valentine Uni. For those of y'all that don't know who Valentine Uni is, that's Project Jill. The data transfer option in Dead or Alive 6 Last Round is bugged. For some reason, it asks me to buy Diego when I have the pre-ordered version of Dead or Alive 6 Vanilla Deluxe Edition. So, game's glitching out. That's already bad, but it's gonna get worse. She turned on the Oboro filter, and man, what is this? Some people are saying that a bug is still there and all that, and that it's a setting to basically change up how this looks so that you don't have to deal with this. But the fact is, that's just another bug that, like, at worst this is a new bug, and at best it's a bug that still hasn't been addressed. You know, this shouldn't be here. This shouldn't be looking like this. It looks like somebody just spilled like peach Faygo all over the screen right now, and that's just not cool, bro. The one stage that has a Oboro on it, and it just looks like orange jello on 80% of the screen. I find it interesting how most of the things marketed in this game come with an asterisk. New stage? Well, actually they're reskinning the old stages. Gameplay improvements? No major balance tuning, but the ability to play the game at a 4K resolution. No crossplay though. But the things that don't have an asterisk, the Oboro and the photo mode, especially the photo mode. These things are talked about in high regard and excruciating detail in comparison to the gameplay improvements. That's the reality that's spelled out for us. The DOA fighting game fans aren't the target. New fighting game fans aren't the target. It's casuals that want the game only for the photo mode. Maybe even vacation players that wanted a photo mode. I genuinely don't know or couldn't tell you who is, because of all my years, like I said, of all my years, I've never once heard anybody say that a photo mode is necessary for Dead or Alive 6 Last Round. And then the journalist who worded it as a heavily requested feature didn't get no pushback for his wording. So it means there's an audience for that feature. Now, mind you, when I say this, I'm not against the photo mode. I'm not against the changes that they added. Like I said, like I've been saying multiple times, these are good changes. There's nothing wrong with these changes. The problem is that they don't address what's wrong with DOA 6. They don't address the problems with DOA 6. They don't address the things that need to be fixed with DOA 6. These are good changes. These are good additions. But they don't address the actual problem. The actual problems lie in the gameplay loop. And it seems like the only time we're going to potentially get that addressed is during post-launch content. So maybe when a new character drops, we get a big patch. But based on how we're shown how much detail they're willing to go into for the photo mode during interviews versus gameplay, where we're being shown of clips already possible in DOA 6 with frames dropping in the clip on top of that, I think the message is clear, man. The DOA fighting game fans are second fiddle, the second priority to who they actually want to market to. With this in mind, I was wholeheartedly expecting this to be an untouched game in the gameplay department, but to my surprise, they're actually fixing bugs. Yeah, or they're fixing a bug, my character. Woohoo! That finally brings me to the price itself. This game is $40. What you're paying for is a graphical upgrade, which the standard price for edition upgrades usually ranges from free to $15. You are getting a photo mode, and then you're getting the promise of new updates and patches that will make the game more enjoyable. I'm not going to include the promise of characters here because they will be sold separately as they come as DLC. So a $10 upgrade, a $30 photo mode, and a promise to have a complete, well-balanced gameplay loop and system. A very hard sell, given the prices to product ratio and the trust that KT has among its fighting game players are extremely poor for this, simply because of the way that they marketed the game. If you even want to say they even really marketed it at all. Genuinely, they said nothing about gameplay improvements, no patch notes, nothing. The players had to get into the game and dig in themselves to find out of the few major bugs that were even fixed, which is really just one. Which, while yes, bugs being fixed on launch is a good first step to keeping this promise you're selling us, but KT didn't even bother to mention it a single time throughout all this time since they announced it. All they had to do was spend an extra 10 minutes on that Evo stage. Say, hey guys, we promise some gameplay improvements in this game, and even though we can't promise cross-player rollback right now, we will be working on fixing bugs and properly updating the game post-launch to be a version of DOA 6 that we can all be proud of. That's it. It's better than dead silence until the day the game comes out, and now we're hearing from interviews and getting trailers and talking about post-launch support. The game's first impression is already cooked, and first impressions are everything. Now, will you get cooked online for not having no rollback? Of course you're gonna get cooked online for not having no rollback. But at least, let us know ahead of time so that way we know what to expect for this game. And that's the least you can do, and you had months to do it. But instead, you waited to the very last minute to say something, and now the people who are on the fence and chose to make that decision to buy it may or may not feel slighted and refund the game. Is Dead or Alive 6 Last Round a cash grab? At its current state, I'm kinda inclined to say yes. This is a tax, because we're gambling on a promise and modes that aren't bad additions to the game, but don't fix majority of the problems that people were having with the game. Outside of a few bug fixes, the game is practically identical. But as fans of DOA, kind of similar to how Tekken fans was for Season 2, if you love the series enough, you're gonna buy and support it no matter what. And that's what a good chunk of the community has done in spite of subpar publisher treatment. It's been this way for years. The final verdict on this game, unless you're one of the people that were missing out on the DLC characters like Momiji and Rachel and didn't have a chance to play them and want to play them, or if you are someone who, or if you were one of the people who were heavily requesting photo mode and this is what you're here for, unless you're one of those two people, I say wait for a substantial patch to come that changes enough of the game that warrant coming back, maybe for a new character or for general game balance. If you're still interested, don't pay that $40. It's not worth it at the current point in time right now at launch. Get the free-to-play version, buy the character you want to play, and then when the game is in a state where you want to invest more into it, you are free to do so. But as far as now, I personally wouldn't recommend buying it full price right now. Let myself, let other content creators, let other people on the platform, let other people in the community be the guinea pigs if you are on the fence about your decision of purchasing this game. Wait for the majority of the player base to come to a consensus and say the game is in a good spot before you consider giving this your money. And I'm not telling you that as a DOA fan, I'm telling you that as a consumer. The DOA fan in me will tell you to support it anyway, to support the development of Dead or Alive 7. But I made a promise to be honest in my opinions and content with my community. I don't want to lie to my people at the GGC about anything, even the things I love. And that's the final verdict, man. If y'all enjoyed this type of content, man, y'all want to see more, bro, don't forget to leave a like, comment, share with your friends, all that good stuff, man. And as always, subscribe for some more from the Golden Ghost Cartel. I still have a content plan for Dead or Alive 6 Last Round. I still love this series to death. It's just unfortunate the state that it's going to be in for a little while. And really, we're the second fiddle, so all we can really do right at this current point in time is wait for the post-launch content and see if they pull through on their promise. And that will be the determining factor from then on, man. More DOA content, more variety content on the way, all type of stuff. Also going to be having some VF content and some Marvel Tokon content when that come out, so be on the lookout for all that type of stuff, man. GGC, we the best team in the league, and I'll catch you on the next one, man. Deuces.